Hi everyone, welcome to today's session in which we'll cover about the entire, the news that is there in the PIB section just of your January month. So, jo bhi, news is there in the complete January month, we'll analyze it. So, basically this will be in a two parts. So, this video is just of one part. This will contain few of the news that is related to your January compilation, that is related to your January news. This is the part 1, rest of the news will cover in part 2. Okay, so starting with the news, before that, this is a telegram scanner of our channel. Of course, we keep updating our content here, and we keep updating many of the things regarding to videos, sessions, and the rest of the things as well. So of course you can scan it and join our telegram channel. The first news of your this January month is that Niti Aayog has completed its 10 years. So basically they are celebrating a decade of Niti Aayog. If I talk about this Niti Aayog, so you all know that it is what it has taken place, or it has taken place of your planning commission. So basically if I talk about this particular committee, so you will see that it is just an advisory body that is established through a union cabinet resolution without constitutional or statutory authority. So whatever the decisions, whatever the work that was there in planning commission, the lesser work is there in Niti Aayog. Of course, if I compare both of them, Niti Aayog is comparatively less powerful if I compare it with the planning commission. Planning commission at that period of time used to take decisions, but here if I talk about Niti Aayog, it is just an advisory body who gives advice to the our government. So what happened that on January 1, 2025, Niti Aayog has completed a decade of its transformation. So of course it it was formed in 2015. That is the reason we are watching that it has completed a decade. Now of course a PDF has been shared to all of you regarding the data that is contained in these particular pointers. What is the purpose of this video is to just dictate the pointers, is to just tell the whatever the I would say terminologies that are related to economics. Rest the data you can see and refer from there only. So I have not collected a data here because the PDF has been already shared to all of you. You can refer it from there only. Okay. Now what have been the key contributions and achievements here? If I talk about planning commission, of course it has contributed a lot. It has contributed in transforming an economy. It has contributed in a manner that okay, whatever is good for our economy, only that is implemented and not extra any extra of something like right. So what is basically the purpose of Niti Aayog also? It is basically an advisory body. Okay. पहुंचना कैसे है, there is an exam of IES. If you clear it, of course you get a position in Niti Aayog, and you take decisions that are right for the economy. Okay. So first we have is a shift to policy advisors. What have been the contribution and achievements? There is a shift to the policy advisor. Prior, if I talk about planning commission, it was what? It used to implement things. It used to be very stronger in manner. But if I talk about Niti Aayog, it has become an advisory. The economist, whoever clear this examination, the economists that are sitting there with a lot of experience, they advise the government that okay, our economy if works in this manner, if you take these steps, of course our economy will boost in the coming period of time. So it has become an advisory body here. Now strengthening the federalism, of course the decisions are not taken care are taking care of the interest of the center only. The interest of the states is also taken care of. So taking care of everything, taking care of the states, taking care of the regions, taking care of the rural people, taking care of everyone's interest. The decisions are given by the experts who are sitting in Niti Aayog. Next, a state level transformation has been done. It is a contribution here. Aspirational blocks program, it is a part of it. Atal innovation program, it is also a part of it. In pioneering initiatives, many of the initiatives have been taken by the Niti Aayog. It has been suggested by the advisory experts that are sitting in the Niti Aayog to the central government. So of course accordingly steps have been taken. Core role of the Niti Aayog, what is basically the role? So I told you first is the strategic advisory. It has a role in providing strategies, in providing forecasting that if things are done in this manner, of course we can get better results. So advisory is the prior, or I would say primary objective. Next we have is promoting the federal cooperation. Okay, this we have read in the previous pointer as well. Monitoring and evaluation, whatever the scheme is implemented, whatever the step has been implemented to take care of the economy, monitoring and implementation is properly done by the experts who are sitting in the Niti Aayog. Innovation programs are there, and sustainable development goals implementation. Every decision that is taken care along taking care of interest along of sustainable development goals as well. So we read that interest of every state and every region and entire nation is taken care of, but you have to again take care of the thing that your environment is not getting degraded. Your environment is taken care of. The resources that you are I would say the resources that you are using are judicially used. You are not exploiting them. You are exploiting them, but that too in a judicious form. So these are the roles of the Niti Aayog. Why is the reason? What are the reasons that Niti Aayog has replaced this planning commission? Pehla, there is a need of flexibility. I told you that planning commission was very rigid in nature. Whatever the decisions it has given, it was implemented. Of course, if someone wants to make any rectification in it, that too was very difficult. So there was a need of flexibility. That is the reason it is implemented. Now it has become just an advisory body that okay, you give me advice, I will decide if this has to be implemented or not. So Niti Aayog is just an advisory body. Encouraging the collaborations, this highly focuses on the innovation, decentralization as well. So these are the reasons which are included in replacing the planning commission. Now what are the challenges that has been faced by Niti Aayog till now? So Niti Aayog has limited authority. I told you that it is just an advisory body. If it wants to implement something, it cannot, because since it has a limited authority. Next, state center coordination, proper state center coordination somewhere lags behind. Many of the states feel themselves as sovereign in nature. Of course they are, but they have to integrate or with the decisions of the central government as well. So coordination, proper coordination between central government and state government is very necessary, in which this is one of the challenges of the Niti Aayog here. Data inconsistencies are there. There is a lack of data as well. This can also be included. Resources are constrained in a manner. You do not get resources, or I would say data in an open way, or I would say in an extensive way. Of course, resistance to change as well, because since it has a lack of authority. Now what is the future agenda? We have agenda of 2030 as in achieving the goals, achieving the 17 goals we have in sustainable development goals. 15-year vision document we have, and we have data and innovation that is included as a future vision of Niti Aayog. Next we have is Banking Laws Amendment Bill 2024. So basically the banking laws introduced in the Lok Sabha on August 9, 2024, it aims to modernize and streamline the banking regulations. Now you can see the aim here. You can see the aim here, just to modernize the regulations, the banking regulations, whatever the regulations have been put by bank, just to regularize it, just to modernize it, to bring more improvement in it, to bring more easiness to the people. These are amended. Now how many laws are amended here? So first we have is RBI Act 1934. This is the law that has been amended. Banking Regulation Act has been amended. State Bank of India Act 1955 is also amended. Banking Companies Act 1970 and 1980 is also amended. So these are the acts that are amended under it. Now what are the key amendments and provisions here? So a fortnight for cash reserves redefinition has been redefined. Prior was the case that it was right from Saturday to next of Friday, but now it has been redefined. Now it is right from 1 to 15, or otherwise 16 to the end of the month. So it has been defined. Next, if I talk about the tender of directors in cooperative banks, that has also been redefined. It has been changed. You can check the document and see the data. Exemption of common coordinators in the cooperative banks is also changed. If I talk about the substantial interest thresholders, that has been increased. Nomination rules for deposits and lockers has been changed. Settlement of unclaimed amounts has been an easiness is provided in it. And if I talk about the editor remuneration, that has also been changed. If I talk about the data, you can just collect it from the PDF. Now if I talk about the benefits of bringing changes in it, so first is it will enhance the governance. Second, if you compare or if you relate it with next of the thing, that would be transparency. Of course, if governance is improved, it will be more transparent to the rest of the society. If I compare it with the customer conveniences, it is of course done to make things more convenient to customers, to make more to make things more convenient in nature to the public. So operational efficiency, it will be aligned with the modern needs technology, since technology is getting integrated here, and the process will be very simplified in manner. Right. Next we have is Master Direction, Reserve Bank of India Credit Information Reporting Directions 2025. Now the Reserve Bank has consolidated various instructions that is related to credit information reporting into the Master Direction Credit Information Reporting Directions 2025. Now you have to see that what are the entities that are applicable here. So it is applicable to all the entities that has defined as credit institutions, your credit information companies under the Credit Information Companies Regulation Act 2005, that is your CICRA. Now what is its purpose? Why it has been done? To basically stabilize, or I would say to standardize the framework for credit information as in whatever the information that is related to loan, whether if it comes under the reporting, if it comes under safeguarding the confidentiality of the person who has taken the loan. So basically to make things more protecting in manner, to make things the information that is being provided by the one who has taken loan, to make them more transparent in nature, transparent as in to provide them information, clear information that okay, we are doing this and your data is properly secured here. Now we have credit information reporting and dissemination. So it includes your standardized reporting formats, your frequency of data submission, data quality index as well, and it includes your rectification mechanism as well. Next, what are the benefits of these guidelines? So it will of course improve the data quality, better custom services will be there, it will increase the transparency, it will confidentiality will be improved, the documents will be more confidential in nature, it will streamline the regulations, and you can, if you analyze or if you read the data, or I would say if you read the document clearly, you will be able to make more pointers out of it. Okay, you will be able to make more pointers out of it. Next we have the Dynamic Groundwater Resource Assessment Report 2024. Now it entirely focuses on the issue that is there. Example, if I talk about the depletion of the groundwater, that is drastic in nature. If I talk about a particular state, that is Punjab, this is a very prevalent issue there. With over the period of time, our groundwater is getting decreased since farmers highly focuses on producing crops like rice, paddy. So this is one of the reasons. Now a report is there which tells you that what is basically the condition of the groundwater here. So the Ministry of Jal Shakti has released it. It has been released to evaluate the groundwater availability, usage and changes in the country's water resources. Now you have to remember that it is conducted by the central government water board and your states and UTs. Okay. Now it reflects what? It reflects the significant improvements in the groundwater recharge. Okay, so it has been recharged, it is not depleting. The report says, the report is basically who is saying that there is a significant improvement here. If I talk about the extraction and categorization of the resource conditions, that has been improved. Similarly, the report provides insights about the status of the groundwater quality usage that has been done. India की अगर मैं बात करूँ, so you will find that India is the largest user of groundwater globally, counting what, over 25% of the total global extraction. So here if you see that extraction, the report says the extraction has been reduced, and if I talk about the recharge of it, it is getting improved. Similarly, you can see we have various initiatives here. Jal Shakti Abhiyan is one of the initiative. This is to optimize the rainwater harvesting and sustainable water management. Atul Bhujal Yojana is there for sustainable management of groundwater with the community participation. Similarly, you have Bhu Neer portal, that is to improve the groundwater regulations here. Similarly, you have National Aquifer, your mapping and management program, that is NAQIM, that is for the sustainable aquifer management. So these are the famous initiatives that has been taken by the government of India to basically improve our groundwater conditions. Now what are the factors that are related to it? Related to as in what? To decrease, what are the factors that are contributing to depletion of the groundwater? One is industrialization. Okay, there are people who are using the water. Next, if I say that they are, putting the bad stuff, or I would say whatever the, whatever is left after producing, whatever is left after the production has been done, that I would say that bad material, or what to say, that garbage has been put to the water, that is reducing the quality of the water. So industrialization is highly contributing to it. Next is agricultural practices, as in they put insecticides and pesticides on crops, and that when goes to the water, that affects the aquatic life and affects our water as well. So that is also the problem. Urbanization ki agar main baat karu, so our population is increasing rapidly. Now one of the major problems which is prevalent every time is increasing population. ठीक है. Over the period of time, our population will be increased more. So, and people are shifting regularly from the rural areas to the urban areas, we all know. And when the shift is there, of course urban areas also need abundance of water. They also need to match with the requirements of people, of the growing population. So that is also a problematic effect. Now again, there is a climatic change. We all know that this year also the winters are not that wintry, and there is rapidly over the period of time, every year we see the level of global warming is just increasing, the level of heat is just increasing. So there is a change in the climate as well. Next we have is a report on our ACER 2024, which is a report on annual status of education report. Okay, annual status on our education report. So you can see we have a Pratham Foundation, that is an NGO. It released, it published the annual status education report, that is ACER 2024, offering insights into the learning outcomes among the rural school students in India. Now this will give you an entire report that how enrollments have been done, how schools in the rural areas are running, how they are giving benefit to the people. So you can see here that 17,997 villages are there from 605 districts, reaching this much amount of people that are aging from 3 to 16. Okay, now this is a good amount here, assessing the reading and arithmetical skills of every 5 lakh students age 5 to 16. So this is what the report says. Now again, if I talk about this particular report, so you can see it gives you a comprehensive coverage or comprehensive view of the children, of basically the children's view, how their education is going on, how they are adapting the things, if they are inclined towards learning the skills, if they are inclined towards learning the technology. So these are what is happening basically in the rural area. So they have specifically released the data, but specifically targeting the rural area. Now if I talk about this particular report, it was launched in 2005. Enrollment progress ये बताता है, learning outcomes बताता है, and it tells about the digital literacy as well. Similarly, what are the strategic recommendations? Okay, this is not a part of it, sorry. Now next we have is Niti Aayog's health index. ठीक है, Niti Aayog's health index. So basically it is a fiscal health index जो कि क्या करता है, evaluate करता है performance of 18 major Indian states. ठीक है, 18 major Indian states for the financial year 2022-23. Now what are the sub indices that are included in this fiscal health fiscal health index? So first it consumes, or it includes the quality of the expenditure, revenue mobilization, fiscal prudence it includes, debt index it includes, and debt sustainability is what it includes. Okay, now we have top performers and we have other states as well. If I talk about the top performers who have been very good in understanding, or I would say in taking care of the health health things of in the states. So fiscal health index, as in whatever the amount that you are putting in the health sector, how you are making things available to the people of India. If rural area, if the people who are living in Odisha, it means that people are able to access the facilities, people are able to access the healthcare facilities. So we have a top performers here, which is Odisha, Chhattisgarh, Goa, Jharkhand and Gujarat. These are the top performers. It means they have taken care of the health sector as well. Similarly, we have states like Maharashtra, Uttar Pradesh, Telangana, Madhya Pradesh, Karnataka. They are classified as front runners. Okay, if I talk about what performers, so they are Tamil Nadu, Rajasthan, Bihar, Haryana. These are categorized as performance. And if I talk about the bottom four states, which comes as Kerala, West Bengal, Andhra Pradesh and Punjab, they are labelled as aspirational. They are labelled as aspirational. ठीक है. Now what are the challenges and the recommendations here? पहले तो revenue diversification should be there, capital expenditure should be there, debt management should be there, and the system should be more transparent in manner. Now is the news about payment system report that came in December 2024. ठीक है. Now this particular report, which is payment system report, it is a biannual report. ठीक है. That highlights the key development in the India's payment ecosystem, that how we are able to make payments, if payments are going in a smooth way. Now this will show you that the payment system has been increased. People are able to make payments just as in when they just the payment is done as in when you blink your eyes. So they just take a period of your blink of eye only. So they are done in a very quick way. That is because of what? That is because of the initiative that has been taken by the RBI, that is known as your unified your payment interface. So that is what how or I would say how RBI is using technologies, continuously transforming the things. So it tells you that there is growth in the credit card usage. Okay, people are making more use of the credit cards. There is excess, or I would say expansion in the digital payments as well. The cross-border payments advancements has also been very easy, and the RBI roles in innovation and modernization as well. So one major factor among all these key findings is your unified payment interface, and your net banking as well. Easiness in net banking as well. Now the RBI, or I would say banks, are trying their best to make things go in a very, very smoother way, so that consumers can take benefit of it. Now we have regulatory framework. Of payment interface. So you can see the payment system in India has a lot. If I talk about the RBI, you can see you have RTGS, you have retail, that is NEFT payments are done, and you have bulk payments, that is NACH, fast payments as well. Similarly, if I talk about NPCI, you have fast payments, UPI. Okay, and you have rest of the things, EPS, toll payments is there, bill payments is there. Okay, now it includes some of checks are included in the RBI and NPCI as well. Other PSOs की अगर मैं बात करूँ, so it includes your MSME, your PPI. ठीक है, few includes your cards as well. So these are what are included as a regulatory framework of your system. Next, what are the key drivers? So I told you unified payments interface is one of the major key drivers. Similarly, if I talk about the credit system. Last year, RBI announced similar concept to your UPI, that is your ULI, Unified Lending Interface. Now RBI is expecting its best, is just like how UPI has performed. ULI will perform in a similar way, or I would say in a better way. So Unified Lending Payment Interface is one of the key drivers. Next, if I talk about innovation that has been done in UPI, so you have UPI Lite as well, UPI Lite X as well, UPI 123 Pay as well, that is giving more boost to it. Next news we have is Navigating Global Financial System Fragmentation Report, WEF. Okay. Now if I talk about this particular report, so this report outlines the principles and recommendations to counter the fragmentation and promote the unified financial framework. Okay. Now it refers to what? Basically it refers to the difference across jurisdictions in terms of asset prices for similar your financial products, and restrictions on the capital movement across the borders. Now fragmentation as in when you make payments, or I would say when you considers the economy, consider the financial market. You have financial market, different financial markets of different economies, just as in, because there are a lot of issues involved to it. You have political issues, you have rest of the issues as well. So the global financial system, or if I talk about the global financial market, every state, or I would say a state as in your country, in a political sense you consider a country, or you call a country as a state only. So if I talk about the country's perspective, if I talk about the state's perspective, we'll get to know okay, there is a global financial system, but every country has a different system just because of the different reasons here. We have geopolitical tensions, we have other tensions as well, and pertaining to that and considering them, we have fragmentation here. That is the word, that is why the word fragmentation has been used. Now fragmentation disrupts what? Fragmentation disrupts your free trade, and it hampers the international investment due to the increased tariffs, economic sanctions, and your export controls. Next, what are the recent contributions to the GFS fragmentation? So you have one, your economic statecraft, as in a lot of tariffs have been put, a lot of barriers are there, that are your statecrafts basically. It's rising of multipolarity. Similarly, you have geopolitical events as well. You have Russia-Ukraine tussle, you have other tussles as well that are also creating problem here. Weakening of the global governance. Now, since there is a lot of political tensions going on, this is leading to what? This is leading to weakening of the global governance as well. Now, what are the key issues that are related to it? One, it has a macroeconomic impact. I told you that if there is one thing, or I would say if there is anything happening in the economy, of course it has other effects as well, and famously in the economy you call it spillover effect. So basically, if there is any effect on one thing, of course it will impact other things as well. So one, it has a macroeconomic impact. Okay. Next, if I talk about, then emerging markets are there, developing economies is also one of the issue here. Financial institutions, the proper contribution of the financial institutions is also needed here. Okay, so that is it. This is the entire news of your January. This is the few newses which I have covered in the January. So basically 1, 2 and 3 were your newses. Next, whatever we have covered are the reports. We have next reports left as well, and we have few indexes that we'll see in the coming part. So this is it in today's part 1. I hope you have understood the key concepts here. We'll see and meet you in the part 2, where I'll come with the rest of the news that is there in the PIB section of January year 2025. And I've clearly mentioned you that I have not taken data here. Of course, you have been provided with the PDF. Of course, you just refer to my video first, and then you can go back to the PDF, and you can just recheck what is basically the growth. I've told you that this credit or I would say the payment system has been grown. This is your obligation to go and check that by what amount, what does the amount says. So checking the amount is your responsibility here, analyzing it is my responsibilities. Okay. So I hope you have understood it in a correct way. I meet you in the part 2 section with the rest of the news. So till then, keep revising. Thank you so much.